Church on the River Wye. That's our postcard today from Ross on Wye, Herefordshire. Our guide today is local historian and author Heather Hurley. So is this Mr. Barrett's home?
Well, yeah, Barrett of the 19th century. This is a very interesting site of Ross, and I find the most fascinating history is here, really, because this is really in the 12th century that the bishops of Hereford founded their palace here. And it was a fairly modest place. It was a timber frame building with some stonework, and there was a gateway and a pigeon loft and a porter's lodge, and of course the area that the bishops themselves lived and entertained in. But one site that was quite interesting was a curious dungeon they discovered.
Down below here?
Down below the site of this present hotel building. And it was like an ecclesiastical prison. So one wonders, you know, who they put down there, whether it was bishops who misbehaved or the priests or whoever.
The old heretics.
And it was just like a sort of double-celled stone building below the ground with big iron hooks on it. But unfortunately, when they redeveloped this whole site in the 1830s and James Barrett built his grand hotel, it was all filled in. But luckily, one local historian of the time did actually measure it up and leave a little diagram, so we know that it exists.
But it's now covered up?
It's all covered in, yes, unfortunately.
Mock Gothic town walls.
Yes. Well, many people, when they come to Ross, they see these town walls and they look really authentic and think they're medieval.
They do.
And it sets the whole scene off. I mean, the approach from Ross across Wilton Bridge, and you come up on this road, which is a relatively modern road of the 1830s, and you see all this and you think you're in a medieval town. But in fact, it was this time, the picturesque movement and the mock Gothic period. And the town commissioners and the turnpike trustees all got together when they were developing these roads at the time. And I think what happened really was that they wanted something picturesque to set the town off. And when they excavated for these two new roads here, they would cut a lot of the cliff out, and there was a lot of surplus red sandstone. So they probably thought, well, what are we going to do with this? I know, we'll build a few walls, you know. So they built these walls up all along the town.
And some cottages just along there?
And yes, I think they have been slightly altered since then, but the walls, and certainly the tower, which is the gazebo tower we call it, it was known as Collins Tower. He was one of the commissioners. And it's a three-storied tower and a very nice view of the river from the top story there. And this is actually going to be incorporated with the Heritage Centre as a sort of viewing platform for the river, and maybe being able to describe the history of the river and that sort of thing there.
And of course, your view
That's right.
of the River Wye.
We've still got the river there, yes. And the boathouse.
The Walter Scott School was named after its generous founder, but perhaps the major Ross benefactor was John Curle. One of his many good deeds was to rebuild and extend the spire of the parish church of St Mary's.
It's a lovely graveyard here, and I think one of the things about it is these lovely trees.
Oh, it's glorious there,
trees.
looking at those trees there.
With the autumn colours, you know, it just sets the whole scene off.
And the
really
church
well.
is down to here?
The church is through here. And we have quite a lot of interesting monuments here. We have a lot of notable people. I mean, Ross in the past has always done very well with its benefactors. So we've got a whole host of them that are buried here in the graveyard. And sometimes it's quite difficult to read the inscriptions on the tombs. But, you know, it's just nice to think that they are still here with us in a way.
And the spire which the man of Ross bought and paid for?
And the four pinnacles there.
And that's what what was on it before the spire then?
It was just,
castellated? Was it a tower?
It was a tower, and I think, I'm not too sure because I don't think there are any actual pictures of it before that time. But I imagine it was either a shorter spire or just the tower itself, and that he added the spire to it.
So how old is the church itself
Well,
then,
the church
Heather?
itself is, we haven't exact date of building, but there's the bells.
There's the bells,
Very
lovely.
nice, greeting us here. It's 13th century, basically. I mean, it's built on a much earlier site, of course, and they think, obviously, at Doomsday there was a church here, which rather suggests there must have been a Saxon foundation at one time, and then it was rebuilt by the Normans, and then again with this 13th century church. It's a beautiful church. I mean, I'm not very good on architectural detail. It's been added to, we have the marquee that's been added, and know, various other features have been added over the centuries, and of course the Victorians did their usual
We'll
what
put our
they
bit on there.
thought was improvements.
Walking towards now a white tomb with a white urn on the top.
That's right.
It's the whitest thing here, isn't it?
Yeah, it stands out very clearly amongst all the other stone and weathered tombs here. The interesting thing about this is it's actually connected again with Walter Scott, the one who founded the Walter Scott Charity School. And in his will, apart from leaving money for the school to be named after him, the Walter Scott School, he also left money in his will that his tomb was to be kept in very good repair. So more or less annually, this tomb has to be decorated, you know, redecorated every year, and that's why it is so shining white.
Who does it?
Well, I suppose
Descendants?
No, it would be the Charities Commission would have to be responsible for that.
Well, isn't it nice to know that someone's wishes are being
carried
carried
out,
out?
yes.
Yeah. This gateway, a lovely monogram at the top.
Yes, that's John Curl.
Oh, the Man of Ross.
Yes, Man of Ross again, you see, because it was him really who presented the town with this garden and prospect, viewpoint. And as you can see, lovely steps up here, quite unusual design. And if you look back, the date's 1700.
Oh, right. And is that his coat of arms?
And his coat of arms, yes.
And this
Very
one-
nice. And there was another gateway over there, but unfortunately that's been vandalised in the past. Not recently, way back.
Oh, they were around then.
Oh, yes.
And this is our view.
This is coming up to the prospect.
What's that iron thing?
That was a beacon for the 50-year celebrations of the last World War. You know, when they lit beacons from one place to another, so it could be seen from another town.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And this
And
is
there's the
War
Wye.
Memorial. And here we are overlooking this wonderful horseshoe bend.
Well, it's the first time we can actually see how the Wye
Yes.
curves round, as you say, into a horseshoe.
That's right. Now, this is the toposcope here, which tells you all the places that you can see. And here, you know, this wonderful horseshoe bend, which before the modern road was built, of course, was an absolutely wonderful sight.
And this is where Ross gets its name, a Celtic name, a promontory.
That's right, promontory.
And we're up
Yes.
here,
So here we
overlooking
are, and
the
this
Wye.
is where Ross begun, really.